Hello world, I'm R2D2, and this is the Locker Gnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short, your daily dose of tech news, gadget views, and answers that you can use. It's really me, Chris Pirillo. I switched to Droid. Get it? Droid? Because it's a hoodie? It's an astromech? This hoodie came to me as a gift from one of you. Thanks a lot. And I love it, if only because I can say I switched to Droid. Just having a little fun, guys. Come on. I just got over a little bit of CES sickness, and I think I'm on the mend. My voice is still a little shaky, so please bear with me, but believe me, I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me over the past few days. I know! So many of you have been asking who got the iMac. Well, you're going to find out tomorrow, live on YouTube. I've already tweeted that link. The link for the live video broadcast with the countdown is already in this video's description. You can click it and watch the countdown. And, of course, tune in live tomorrow to find out. I'm also going to unbox the iMac live on YouTube. So even if you don't get it, you kind of get to enjoy it vicariously. And thanks again to Parallels for making that iMac giveaway possible. This thing looks like an actual Droid, but it's not. It's a cable hub. They sent me this unit to try, and it's essentially a way to organize my cables, and it's perfect for when I'm on the go. It's a little bit of a kludge, certainly not a perfect accessory, but at least I was able to organize these 5 USB cables. This was a bit more organized than this. The name of the product? Cable Hub. It seems that the Oculus Rift video that we uploaded to the channel the other day has been quite popular. In fact, we went as far as to dive in a bit deeper to let you know what you can expect from Oculus. Yes! It was extremely immersive. They're on the right path. So, what else Huh? I can hardly hear you. Has that ever happened to you? You needed to cup your hand to your ear so that you could hear better? It really works, because of the way sound waves work. And if you didn't notice there, I have an accessory on my iPad that is designed to redirect sound from this speaker that would normally push the sound that way to where my ear is, over here. And it works exceedingly well. Go.tagjag.com/iPadEar. I put the link for you as well as the other links in this video's description. And it only cost a few bucks. Yes, you could use your hand, but then it would get kind of fatigued, especially if you're watching something for a while. Go ahead, try it for yourself. It'll work. Is Apple gonna start using a stylus? Oh, apparently they applied for a new patent, but that doesn't mean they're gonna start using one, even though I happen to have one that will work with Apple's devices. These types of capacitive styluses are a dime a dozen, not to say that they're that cheap, but I don't really use them all that often, if only because, well, I'm not an artist, I don't need to draw, and I can type sometimes quicker than I can write. If you haven't seen the new layout on LockerGnome.com, I've made the front page a hell of a lot simpler, and it's super easy for you to ask me a question, a detailed question that I'll be able to answer potentially in an article or even in these YouTube videos. So, do you have questions? Good questions, detailed questions. Ask away. If you didn't happen to catch my Ubuntu phone hands-on that I did just for you at CES because you asked me to, I took time to go and find it for you. Well, it's going to be a different kind of phone experience because not only is it a phone in the traditional sense of the word, but you will be able to potentially dock it and have it turn into a full-on classic computer experience. I saw it happen with my own eyes. They took a phone and they were navigating on it and then they plugged it into a monitor and suddenly it was a desktop computer. So it's not just an OS, it's not just a phone, it's an entire experience. And what have I been saying is the next big thing? Experience. Here's another question that was submitted on LockerGnome.com. Should you wait for Haswell processors to upgrade your PC? Asked by Salam Al-Mutawa. He's actually asking the question for his sister. And my suggestion is, you don't necessarily need to wait. I mean, if you can wait, sure. But the thing is, with technology, you just can't wait forever. Inevitably, something faster and better is going to come along. You have to decide for yourself when it's time for you. Should you wait? No, not if you need a new PC. Now, if you can wait, sure, why not? You're never going to hear me say that faster is worse. But you're also never going to hear me say, upgrade everything immediately. It seems that CBS forced CNET staff to recast a vote after Hopper won Best in Show at CES. Yeah, and CNET staffers, well, at least some of them, aren't very happy about that. So do you think it was right for CBS and CNET vicariously to do what they did and remove Dish from the competition? I'm not sure if any of you had caught the rather macabre news that Aaron had committed suicide. I met him once, very briefly, at a party years ago, and the guy was young even back then. He'd done so much good for this world, and so it was rather kind of uncomfortable to see him pursued so intensely by the government and apparently MIT. MIT could have said no more, just like JSTOR, but that's not what happened. America's first bookless public library will look like an Apple store. Dell in talks to take company private. Couldn't be a bad thing. I mean, Dell seems to be moving more and more towards the enterprise space, which, well, for enterprise, is good. I used to rely on Dell servers, back in the day when I had to purchase servers to keep websites up and running. I just thumbed at my monitor as if that was a website. Netflix signs multi-year licensing agreement with Turner Broadcasting and Warner Brothers Television. See, Netflix isn't all about movies. It's also for programming that you didn't want to watch when it aired the first time on TV. Honestly, I just wish we could get to a time when every television station or even production studio was an application on any platform that we could access from anywhere, anytime. And let them set their own prices. Fine, I'm okay with that. Even putting up with ads, I'm fine with that too. But it's just so difficult to do right now. Why? I may have answered this question a few times before, but it was asked again, is the iPad 4 worth buying? If you've never bought an iPad before, yeah. If you already have an existing iPad and you're fine with it, no. I may have also answered this question recently. Should you switch to iOS after a bad experience with Android or Windows Phone? Ramiz Hussein submitted that question on LockerGnome.com, and I gotta tell you, without putting any kind of bias on the table, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters to you, but if you have a bad experience with Android, that doesn't mean that you're going to have a better experience on Windows Phone. Or if you have a bad experience on iOS, it doesn't mean you're going to have a better experience on Android. Inevitably, any one of these platforms has its benefits and drawbacks, and you may be trading one set of headaches for another entirely different set of headaches. Again, no matter which platform you're switching from to, inevitably, you're just going to be dealing with a different set of experiences. So what you got to keep in mind is sometimes you just kind of have to put up with a small amount of headaches. So my answer is no, you shouldn't switch to iOS after a bad experience with Android or Windows Phone. Not outright. What was the bad experience? Was it bad hardware? Was it bad software? Was it bad service? Don't always blame the platform, man. I know, some of you can't believe I didn't recommend switching to iOS, but it's an absolute fact. Your experiences are going to be different. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Our question of the day is brought to you by GoDaddy.com. If you want to save money on anything on GoDaddy, just email me first. I'll send you my latest list of coupons. Chris@Perillo.com. If I'm not able to answer your question on LockerGnome.com, you might submit it on LockerGnome.net where the community could address it. And this question was a good one by Pavleep. My keyboard color choice. He's actually asking for help, suggesting that he's really inclined to buy an ivory-colored keyboard, in which case I would respond, get that one, because apparently that's what you want. Don't buy something that you don't want. Even if someone else thinks it's a better idea, you have to be happy with the decision you make for yourself. He's got a black-brown desk, and all of his gadgets are black. Well, in that case, I would almost say get a black keyboard, because it would match, but that's me. How's it going to look to you? Because ultimately, no matter which computer you decide to buy, no matter what accessories you choose to use, you have to be happy with the decision. I mean, I'm going to just repeat this in every video I do on YouTube, I swear. You should be happiest of all because you are the person who's buying them. You're the person who's living with them. You have to be happy with your setup so that you can brag about it. And when you upload that picture to the internet to say, here's my setup, you want people saying, wow, where did you get that? Not, ugh. If you're not a Star Wars fan, you didn't get any of this. But that's okay, because we still love you anyway, because you love us. Thank you so much again for your support, for sharing, for asking questions, for participating, for liking and sharing the videos we do with you, and of course, just generally being a positive person in this universe, because we need more of you. And so if you're not someone who's doing positive things, hopefully this will turn your life around. I can hope. Until next time, though. We'll see you later.